Okay, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, Skip Cat, I see you. I am Rookzer0. I'm joined with my Skip Cat. He is just being weird today. Um, it's the free draw today. Time to do some art. It's time to do some art. Time to hang out. I have a list on the YouTube community page right now up so people can submit their drawing suggestions. Normally on free draw days we take viewer suggestions, but I want to do it a little differently today. So what I've done is I've compiled the ones that are there currently as of 10 o'clock into a list, and I'm going to roll a die and we'll pick one of those. Well, roll the die and we'll do whichever one is on the list. So we're going to do that. Probably start with a rugby sketch, because why not? And Druid and Corvus are with me today in Discord. If you'd like to come hang out, you're welcome to come hang out. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Skip Cat, I can't move my chair with you running around underneath me, so stop it. Spoiled cat. All right. Rugby, here we go.
No. Rugby, yeah.
Hope everybody's doing all right today. You might hear my cat yelling in the background. He has been fed, I promise you. He got to cuddle with me for like an hour this morning because he just wanted to sit on my lap. He wants for nothing except excess. And I don't want him to
Just
be...
they're just being a drama queen.
Yeah. He knows that as soon as I start streaming, if he's really annoying, then I'll pay attention to him. Which is why the other cat gets to live outside when I stream. Because he does the same thing. Oh, you're talking to a microphone? Wow! They're fine. I can't believe your cat clearly is not fed or paid attention to. Yeah, it's annoying. Stream hype. Running over record. Welcome, Debbie. Welcome. We're drawing some rugby today. Let's see how things go. Cat, I really don't know what to do for you.
So out of practice right now.
Yeah, it's weird. What day is it? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah. I played some D&D last night, and then watched Aaron from Game Grumps play Magic the Gathering, and then my dreams were just not great. I tend to have really weird dreams after I play D&D because I just stay up too late, and it's all about math and rolling dice, and it's just like blah, 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 blah. My brain melts a little bit. But apparently math and magic do not make for good dream fellows. Error. YouTube is not receiving enough of video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewer will experience buffering. Well, that sucks. Fortunately, there will apparently be some buffering today. There is another issue. Apparently, Jump Rope is as well having to take meetings from home on Wednesdays now. So we might have to either push the viewer suggestion free draw back an hour or two. It's probably what we'll end up doing. Do it a little more in the afternoon. And then go from there. But today we'll just have bad bandwidth for a little bit.
Here's a Jonas.
Alright.
Welcome, Mr. Jonas. Mr. Jonas.
I made it.
Did you get your package yet?
No, I don't think so.
Dang it.
Last time I checked, it was somewhere in LA, I think.
Oh, really? It hasn't even left the US yet? That's not good.
Yeah. That was last week, yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're like, where's this Finland everyone keeps talking about? We keep getting these packages, but we don't know where Finland is.
For the price and the time, I could have just gotten on a plane and just hand delivered it.
How much was it?
No, it's fine. It wasn't that much.
You.
It wasn't plane. It wasn't plane ticket money. I promise.
It wasn't $1,500.
Is that how much it costs to fly to Finland?
I don't know, actually. Might be more or less.
You're pretty cute, Skip Cat.
It was when I was gonna go to Greece. It was like 600. So Greece is a bit more of a touristy spot, so maybe a bit less.
They just
this
don't
time
want
of year,
people going to
definitely
Finland.
more.
Oh, you want to come to Finland, huh? Well, that'll be $12,000. Get out of here.
Oh, it's actually pretty cheap. Going from cheapest almost 500 to 700.
Yeah, that's not
So
bad.
it's cheaper than before.
I did not pay that much for postage, I promise you.
If you did, I would want to die for causing such misery to you.
Yeah, I would absolutely just have gotten on a plane.
Visit Finland.
Enjoy-
Just
Yeah.
Enjoyed the nice snowy weather of Finland.
nice,
See
the nice-
Jonas.
with a nice, comfortable average temperature of 0.
I kind of miss cold temperatures. I have all of this like winter clothes that I just don't have to wear living in the Northwest now. Yeah. What is Finland? A conspiracy by cartographers to sell maps? Maybe. Imagine having a Slanish as a cat. I don't know what that is. Nebby, what is Slanish? Slanish? I hope I'm not.
Oh god, Slanesh is a Warhammer entity.
Oh, is it a big cat? Or is it like...
No,
No.
they are the god/goddess, whatever of excess.
Okay.
Chaos god.
So it's
Debauchery.
Garfield. So Garfield got it. Greetings, salutations.
Worse than Garfield.
Doing all right. Doing all right, Dr. Random. How are you? It's supposed to snow again in Kentucky today, and I'm so glad. Nice. I like the snow. I mean, it's a pain in the ass because it's more work, but no, it's pretty.
Yeah, if you have a yard.
You're getting snow. I'm getting rain at the moment.
It's like Kentucky's a big place or something.
Yeah.
It's not though.
In northern Idaho, I used to. My grandparents had a huge farm, and
Huge, bigly.
yeah, bigly. Is that a word?
No.
Bigly farm.
Yes.
And it was awesome because when it snowed, it would snow like 3 feet, and we'd go out there, and you'd have to take like a snowmobile or a 4-wheeler or something just to get around in it. But then once you're out there, like it's just this weird quiet that I've never found anywhere else. Which I'm sure exists other places, but that's the one place I could find it. It was just like,
Alaska.
yeah, hearing snowfall on a huge hilly plain is pretty great. It's something to experience. I prefer that over like listening to the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean was really loud.
Yeah. Finland is surprisingly big, actually. Nice. It's like the size of California. California's pretty big.
Yeah. Also, Kentucky is also surprisingly big. There are many European countries that are smaller than it.
Oh yeah. I was born in one. How small is Estonia, actually?
I think we've gone over that question before.
Let's see. It's smaller than Florida.
Something about road trip times.
Yeah, when you think about it, like, for all the people that have claimed to be a king in the past and been like, I'm in charge of this great nation now, it's like, your nation is, you're effectively like a governor or a councilman of a small city. Get out of here. There have definitely been some big kings. But
I think I think somebody did a calculation on the idea of you own everything that your eye can see.
It's like, that's not that much.
Yeah. It really isn't that much space.
Like, you look at Game of Thrones, and it's like five lords and houses come together, and it's like, so it's like, what, 6,000 people? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's how many people I went to high school with. One high school fighting another high school. Oh, no. Oh, this is
I
weird.
experienced that yearly.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Wait.
isn't that what a high school sports is?
Kind
Yes,
of.
that is what
That's
all
high
high
school.
school sports events are.
So that's really all the coaches out there just experiencing their own, like, feudal system.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, modern Estonia, since you brought up like lords ruling over small bits of land, Estonia used to be a duchy, and
Right.
the northern part of it was like ruled over by, I don't know, someone, I don't remember. And it was considered pretty big, and then I look at Estonia and it's only 45,000 square kilometers, or I think 17,000 square miles.
Weren't duchies just
Right, I think
handed
it is.
out to people?
Probably. Was probably some German lord.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Land
makes
is weird.
sense to me.
Land is weird.
Yeah, sure is.
I'd be real mad if someone just came into my house and was like, hey, we own your backyard now. It's like, well, that sucks.
We own you and the land. What?
Yep. I mean, that has happened
Welcome.
uncountable times.
Apparently,
in
we're talking about
history.
world history today again, everybody.
It's alright. That's what happens when I come around.
Yep.
Ah,
Jonas historian. Sexy
Or a bad
Jonas.
historian.
It's time for sexy hip history with Jonas.
Hipster.
hips throughout history.
I think we're forgetting
Who has the
something,
best hips
though.
in history?
What is being forgotten?
The Kraut of Sour.
No, I haven't had any in a while, actually.
You know, we don't have to meme sauerkraut every time Jonas is here, but hips are an ongoing thing, I think. All right, I'm drawing a beard
guess.
rugby today.
I see another mushroom person. Glorious.
Yeah. I wasn't getting anything I liked with rugby, so I decided I'd switch tack.
Skipcat is just like staring at me. I'm not sure why. What is it?
Not in the food.
Normally you're asleep, and I'm worried that you're not asleep right now. Whatever.
I mean, staring is better than constant meowing.
True.
Maybe he expects you to do something about the fact that he's not asleep right now.
Is that Rugby cosplaying as Papa Smurf?
Sure.
It
So
is
something.
now.
What is this? Fine. I will open the widget. YouTube, stop prompting me. Error. Great. Cool. I hope the stream is doing all right. We're pulling a lot of shit from the internet. I think oh, well, that might help. But Fantasy wasn't open. Let's try that. Smurfby. Yeah, so for the viewer suggestion today, I have a list. I have a list from the comments of brain no good, function bad.
Okay.
Community. I put up a community poll last week, and people have been putting their suggestions in, and I've compiled the list. Some of them were fan arts, so I'm not putting those on the list because that's against the rules, which is fine. I'll reiterate that next time. Some of them were rugby based, which was funny, but actually, what was the rugby based one?
Chrissy.
I really
Oh,
like
yeah,
it.
rugby as. So it was fan art and rugby. So that didn't go on the list. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll the dice right now, and then we'll figure out which one we're gonna do first. So let's take a look. Rolled a 1, all right, and that would be the Wombat folk Furbarian. So, all right, which I think was submitted by Bry. So, boom. Definitely no favoritism. I did roll the dice. I should probably take a picture of it so people know. But I mean, like, I could fake a picture of a die, so I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. We trust you.
Unless you roll it
Whatever.
like live.
Part of me... Wait, what? What did you say?
Roll it live, like
Oh,
there's
roll
a
it
camera.
live. I thought you said roll it like your wife, and I was like, what?
No.
That cheating.
If you had
That
done
is not what I
would-
said.
Would have been ban worthy.
That took a
Mean.
lot of weird turns all of a sudden.
If you really
Many-
wanted, you could use something like random.org.
Yeah, but then I'd have to set that up too. Why do I have so many frogs in my throat today? Now that it's history class, I would stay awake yet. Here you go, Jonas. You have to start a sexy history YouTube channel now,
Oh shit.
I am okay.
where we
with
just draw historical figures, but like with big booties.
Yes.
Wait, Prince
Caligula.
Henry with a big booty.
That will probably go viral. Let's be honest.
I've also discovered something over this last year because I was looking at my tax stuff. The thing that I was able to sell the most of this year were owlbear stickers. People really like that derpy owlbear I drew. So maybe I'll draw more derpy stuff, and we'll see what happens. I think this is what a wombat looks like.
What you're saying is, effectively, Skittles is the way.
Yeah, Skittles is the way. And if you don't know what that means, you're not following us on Twitter, and you should be, and you should feel bad. Twitch. Click on the Twitch link. Sexy history.
Is
Could
that-
be deeper with.
Is that you, Jonas?
No.
Drawing? Nope.
Oh, we got
I
someone
can
else.
join.
We got Raptor Trap joining us today. Welcome.
Oh, cool.
Can I get a picture of a wombat? I think they have square noses. I think I've done this wrong.
They look an awful lot like rugby.
I know they poop cubes. That's pretty much all I know about wombats. And they have armored butts.
I don't think I even know what a wombat is, honestly.
It's a little marsupial from Australia.
They don't have square noses. They have normal noses. Well, that's not normal nose. Whatever.
They have like a koala nose.
Yeah.
Koalas have kind of flat
I can't. So many pictures. And...
rectangle noses.
They're also can be pretty big.
Oh, moo.
Like,
What's up, Skip Cat?
Actually heard that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if the Rookzer0 needs another mushroom girl.
May the mush folk inherit the earth.
You need to stretch. Is that what you need? Oh. Stretch.
Nice.
Cat.
Roger.
Stretch. Oh. Okay. Better? I don't know if that was better or not. Sometimes I worry that he's just too squinched. So I'll pick him up and like put him between my legs and just let him stretch out. And he always just sits there like, oh, okay. And then like I see him relax. And then he's like, put me down. Now he seems fine, but I don't know if it's because he's mad. Wombat stream. Is that Wombat sitting on a turtle?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not going to poop on it, is it? Because that's not
Nope.
the kind of video I want on this channel.
Nope. It's just lazy.
Oh, wombats. Wombat, why? Viewer suggested today, so pull up a seat and enjoy the inspiration of our chaos. Yeah. We'll see how many we get. I'd like to spend a little more time on some of these, which is why I've put them on a list. And then that way I can also, if Jonas or Drew would want something, we can just roll up another one. Wait.
Hmm.
But,
I really appreciate having all of the prompts like in a dedicated list somewhere I can easily
Sure.
find it.
If I don't get to your drawing today, I am sorry. Probably try to do 3, I think. 3 is a good time for me. We'll see where everyone else gets. They got real flat heads. Maybe I made this head too pointy.
Someone suggested Excalibur from Warframe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the
not surprised.
funniest.
I immediately saw a view.
Yeah, if you want to draw
Might
it.
as well.
But
Fuck. What the fuck does Excalibur look like? No one plays that shit
It has a
anymore.
weird, like, unicorn-like horn protrusion thing on its head.
Oh,
That's
he
what
has
I'm
some.
remembering.
Yeah, he does have some weird helmets. I hate that I still play that game.
I got pretty far into Slay the Spire yesterday, and I thought I was going to beat that stupid game with the... I did my ice build finally. And I was like, I'm unfucking stoppable. Because I was getting like 60 or 70 armor per turn. And then I got to the 3rd round, and the first guy in the 3rd round two-shotted me. And I was like, cool. Cool game. So I'm kind of on that same kick of like, why do I still play this? If I could reach that lever, I could get in the other room. Like this?
I've also been playing the game a little bit. I'm really bad. I only made it to Ascension 3 with fucking Ironclad.
I think I did. I beat the game with Ironclad on like my 2nd try because I got some weird. Like I got the blockade card, and so I was just unstoppable. Like nothing. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, the armor build.
I feel like I lucked out on that one.
But I also understand now that you get 3-shot, and I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I have to get just super lucky with items and cars, which is kind of unfortunate.
One of the bosses I ran into yesterday was gonna hit me for like 56 damage, and I'm like, I think I did something wrong because that's all of my life. I don't know what to do here.
All of your life gone in a single hit.
Yeah, we should do some. Maybe on Friday we'll do some Slay the Spire art since we played the game last week. Maybe we'll just do some fan art Friday.
I wonder
Bringing
if
that back.
I don't even know if I have the idea this Friday.
I got to play Shiva again last night. That was really fun. My little knife juggler.
Oh?
Yeah. I couldn't figure out why she was so bad, and then I realized that, like, as a bard, you need charisma.
Yes.
And I was like, oops. I think what happened is I built her as a rogue first, and then when I switched her over to play with you guys, I wanted her to be more supporty, and so I switched her to a bard. Because originally she was in Pathfinder and she was a ninja. And so when I switched her over to the bard, it just didn't transfer over very well. But it's still really funny. Yeah, so she's a luck. Basically, yeah, luck bard. So she can just buff the whole party. And I actually saved somebody. All my Discord friends play that game now. Nice. Yeah, it's fun. It's a great game. You want to fight for Mortal Kombat. Mortal Wombat. If you have not heard that joke before, you are missing out.
I have, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a good one. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Jump Rope rolled a new character because her character died last week, and we decided to play Shiva, and she's playing Guy that played with the Patreon members. drow paladin, and so we show up, and in the previous encounter, maybe people haven't gone that. I don't think I've released that far yet. I'm gonna try to release those more frequently. They found a book of Fireball, which is, Jonas, do you remember the book of Fireball in the library?
Yes, I think so.
It was not actually a book of Fireball. It was a book of Ireball.
Ah,
Oh no.
And basically almost TPK'd the party.
what does Ireball do?
It blows up when you cast it.
Oh, glorious! May I steal that for to
Yeah, I'll
bully
send,
my play?
I'll send you the D&D Beyond item if you want.
Yes, please. I want to bully my players.
The joke is that it looks like an enduring spell book of Fireball written by a goblin pyromancer. So the idea is that the book can't be destroyed. That's your first clue. The second clue is that it was written by a goblin pyromancer, and the third clue is that the goblin pyromancer is no longer has the book. So yeah, if you don't, I have it set at a DC 20 arcane check. To when you first pick it up, if you fail that check, it looks like a spell book that allows you to cast Fireball once a day. And if you succeed in the check, it's actually a book of Ireball, which detonates at the book, does a level 5 Fireball, so 10d6 damage, and makes everyone around you pissed off because it draws their ire. But yeah, really funny cursed item. Super like it. The other thing is that people should know that if you pick up an item that lets you cast Fireball and it doesn't require attunement, it's probably a bad thing. Ninja Bard, yeah, Nevi. Shiva's a ninja bard. She's a knife juggler that throws knives. That was my whole kit. In Pathfinder, ninjas get bonus. They're basically monk rogues, and so what they can do is, if they spend a key point, they can then throw 2 shurikens. But with Pathfinder, you also get more attacks. So at one point, I think I figured out I could throw 9 shurikens in a turn with some feats. It's pretty great.
That's like tons of fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. So she just juggles. And goes ship it in all over everybody. It's pretty great. Love me some shuriken throwing. But yeah, I switched her to a bard, and so now she's just running around juggling and inspiring people. And I gave her, she's got Dagger Storm, which I think is thematically, like, you start juggling and then the daggers just keep going. I think that's really fun. Joe, welcome. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're drawing a Wombat Barbarian, which I've forgotten to make a Barbarian again. I just drew a Wombat. I feel like I've been doing that more and more recently.
Yes.
Identify. How would it interact? What am I identifying?
Identify doesn't
How
tell
would
you
the
about
spell
classes.
identify interact with?
How would identify interact with the book? I mean, technically, it's still the same spell, so you would get that it's evocation magic. But identify is strange because what it used to do is give you a plus 20 to arcana checks. In the older systems, which was effectively anything below level 10. So, like, a plus 20 is basically you automatically know what spell it is, right?
Yeah.
But, and I usually, when people cast Identify, I just tell them, like, yeah, cool, it's a cursed item. But with cursed items, I usually have them roll anyways. And just to say, a lot of cursed items have a DC of like 25 or 30 because they're supposed to not be able to be seen. So you can still fail those with an Identify spell.
Yeah. That's what 5e does. It doesn't tell you if it's cursed.
Yeah. So I really like that. And the way I wrote it out is that the spell book appears completely like it has a fireball spell in it, and it takes a very keen eye to notice that that there's a misspelling that you would only see like as you're completing the spell. So you're like, I'm casting fire. That doesn't say fireball. Baboof. And And anyways, the bad part about it was that happened. And Jump Rope, like, this is turn 2. In the first fight, Jump Rope's new character instantly down. And it was just like, oh no! What have we done? I was really worried. I'm either very good at drawing an Aggie or awful. No in between. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're using the pencil tool. Was that intended? Because the pencil tool is kind of hot garbage.
Yeah, that square brush, man.
I'm a big fan of the paintbrush. You want to give her a magic item. Wombat. You. Oh no, this wasn't Jump Rope's character. Jump Rope's much too clever to be tricked by explosive books.
Oh.
She just is.
She got caught in the backblast.
Yeah, she was just standing nearby when the wizard or the cleric decided to try the book out.
The cleric?
Yeah. He found a book and he's like, I can cast fireball? Hell yeah.
Just play a light
On
cleric if you
yourself.
want to cast fireball.
Well, he didn't know he wanted to cast fireball. I just gave him a magic object that let him cast fireball, and he was like, hell yeah. And I was like, good luck. And then he blew up.
I guess that should have been expected, considering what level they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DM's never that nice.
The other funny thing about it was, so Lars had a goblin who was hoarding all the magical items. Anytime a magical item popped up, he would just take it. And the party was just like, yep, okay, great, and ignored him.
And the good goblin.
He died. He died a horrible death fighting the librarian. And then Lars was like, I want to DM the next session because it's a good time. And I'm like, hey, cool, I'll play Shiva again. I haven't drawn in ages. Well, you're very welcome to join this show if you'd like. There's a link in the Discord if you want to jump in. If not, that's totally fine too. What was I saying? Oh, so Lars set up a D&D campaign for us. But because his goblin died, Kevin the Necromancer's character basically just took most of his stuff. And then that's when they started realizing, like, holy shit, we have way too many magical items. And I'm like, I know. I kept giving you more magical items because none of you were using the ones I gave you because Lars was stealing them. So now Kevin is just way too powerful, and I have to figure out how to rebalance the entire campaign. But it's still really funny. Still really good. Still really good. If you haven't checked out the first few episodes of The Blue Team, which is our Patreon campaign, I highly recommend doing so. I think the first 3 are up on YouTube. Maybe I'll try to get the 4th one out tomorrow. What day is it? Friday. Maybe I'll try to get that out Friday. I have a few different videos I'd like to get produced, and I am finishing up some projects, so I've been distracted with those.
Wait, tomorrow's Thursday.
That's what I said. Yeah, it should be Friday.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get one out by Friday. It would be a project, but I think I could try. Eventually, which I'm excited about, we have the video footage of those games instead of me having to draw something. So that'll be even more fun.
And then you get like complaints that, where's Stuart?
Where's the Yeah, you know, that's a very possible ramification. I liked it better when you just drew the knoll over and over again. Can we get more Gurna art, please?
Hashtag more Gurna.
Do we need more Gurna?
All that juicy Gurna.
People like the Gurna.
Do they?
Yeah. If people are bored, let's go watch the Ashfont campaign is what it's called, and tell us if Gurna's awesome or not.
Spoilers, Gurna is awesome.
It's pretty great.
I don't know what makes them so
We gave
awesome.
Gurna a whole bunch of shit because I swear that Jonas said she, and I went back and listened to it, and what happened was I said she, and no one disputed me.
Yeah.
And so I just assumed Gurna was a girl for like 2.5 episodes. And
And honestly, I don't think it matters at this point.
it doesn't. It doesn't matter. But
No.
like, that was a big like that
All the
disturbed
pronouns.
the whole Discord was like up in arms about whether or not Gurna was this big burly knoll lady or just a normal creepy knoll dude. Like it was fine.
It was great.
Whether they're an awesome lady or a creepy dude.
I don't know what that means. I was just trying to throw in the disclaimers on there. Not disclaimers, but descriptors.
I don't know.
Visual
Fair enough.
descriptors. That's the thing I was trying to that's the word I was looking for 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Using visual descriptors in language to discuss things.
Oh yeah, I think that was brought up when I was here last time.
Probably.
Because I was like, we talked about teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, I want to be better at talking so I can actually help my friends who ask for help with art. So I feel very bad when I give bad advice.
Visual descriptors. Using
How much hyena do you
visual
put in your
language.
know?
No, I think the what that came up from was because when you described Gurna to me the first time, you said Gurna was going to be very motherly.
Mm-hmm.
And you were, and then you started eating people, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
Please, I don't know.
Well, I
That's
mean,
cool.
that's definitely motherly for a knoll.
I suppose so.
I don't know why, but they have a character trait actually. That's just I look over my friends like they're. That might have confused you, but we'll see. Where the hell? We do have so many characters nowadays.
Definitely one of those waste not, want nots.
I guess.
So yeah, I kept
much hyena
expecting you to
did you-
play Gurna as this kind of motherly, quiet, highly intelligent Noel, and then it's just like
I
I'm gonna
watch
fight
over-
that guy, and I'm like, oh god, Gurna is scary.
I watch over my friends as if they were
Mother knows best.
literally newborn.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that's where it came from.
Gotta bring the Pixar out.
I mean, Gurna is annual. Food is food. Waste not.
Yeah, waste not, want not. We even had a conversation about that in the game.
Oh yeah. We discussed how good human tasted.
Yep.
It was
Which may
hilarious.
or may not actually be in the
If it is, it's a fucking like Easter egg people can catch.
because we discovered that Foundry has a text chat, and you guys kept clicking the goddamn button while I was trying to do stuff. Because apparently, whenever somebody talks in Foundry, it recenters the camera to the person talking. And so I was trying to do something, and then it just kept pulling back to you two, and I was like,
Yeah, it's actually a setting, but
Is it?
yeah. Yeah, it only happens for the GM though.
oh, okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. Like I said, even at the time, I was like, you guys can do that. That's great. I just needed the camera to chill the fuck out.
Chillax.
Relax. Calm down. Cease your activities. Now I'm wondering who did the Tybere ask about the null thing, the hyena null.
How much hyena do you put in your knoll? I put, I don't know. I go like 60-40.
Sounds like
Go watch my Knoll video.
Front-wheel drive.
Yep. Go watch my knoll video. It's a lot of upper body. It's a lot of upper body. If you haven't seen the knoll video, go check that out. It's good stuff. We need more engagement. Watch those playlists, people. Watch those playlists. I'm trying real hard not to get sponsors, but in the process of not getting sponsors, I need more people to watch the videos.
Sponsors is a natural thing.
It is.
It'll just happen.
I keep getting.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. No, I keep getting people from like Instagram and what's the other one? Mostly Instagram, but I'll get people emailing me about like, hey, we saw your videos and we love your content. We'd like you to promote like basically TikTok videos on our platform where you just like talk for 20 to 30 seconds using Facecam. It's like, you didn't watch any of my videos, did you? Like you have no idea. This is a canned response, and you emailed me because I have a YouTube channel. Cool. You're literally the main person I send to friends. Nice. That's awesome. That is super awesome. I hope people are enjoying the videos. I need to make more. Hopefully after, it's going to be a little slow again for the next month, finishing these up, and then hopefully I'll start taking up more commissions and doing a lot more videos. That's kind of my plan for February. So, yeah, but this month I need to finish up some projects. We'll go from there. We'll go from there. I want to work on games. I want to work on videos. But I got to get that cash. Get that cash money.
I'll get that dough, yo.
What did Lars say yesterday? Sorry, this reminded me. One of the last doors he wanted us to go through was the screaming rat door. Shoot, it was an Invader Zim reference, and I lost my shit. I can't remember what it was. Why would you draw that?
Oh, I think I found out. I think I've deduced what the story writer GM was trying to do with Starfinder.
Oh, yeah?
I really think that he's trying to essentially do a 4E campaign inside Starfinder.
Nice. Just non-stop combat.
Just non-stop combat, everything's heroic, and go big or go home.
Sounds about right. Which is doable. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, is that a good barbarian?
Yeah.
Such a good barbarian. I feel like he needs more skulls. He needs like a belt of skulls right here. Little tiny.
He's
rat
about
skulls.
as much barbarian as my Myconid with a spear.
Which is honestly valid, because anyone can be a barbarian, honestly.
They added.
If you can take a beating, you'll be a barbarian.
They added spears to GTFO, and
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of spears, so I was like, "Oh hell yes!" And I'm like, "This is great." And I'm like, "But
Do they have
also,
reach?
It has lots of reach, yeah."
Oh, realistic.
But it's really slow, which is okay because that game is kind of slow. But they also added like a combat knife, and I was like, I also like knives, so I'm gonna try that out. And I got everybody killed twice, and I was like, "Fuck you, knife! We're never going away from the spear ever again." Like, we could we should have just stuck with the guns. Never give up the spear. The spear is life.
I mean, spear is OP.
Is GTFO?
GTFO is a squad-based
Survival
horror survival game. Combat horror game. I don't know how you describe that. Effectively, you sneak around and squash aliens that are asleep, and if you wake them up, everything goes to shit. So, it's fun.
I mean, it is exactly what its moniker stands for.
Yeah.
Fuck out.
You
Yeah.
get in, you get out. That's the whole game. Sneaking into old or underground facilities full of horrific creatures.
Just
Also,
squad-based survival. My initial thought was so like 7 days to die.
kind of. It's just there's no crafting. It's not a crafting game. So I'm trying to think of. I mean, it has a very Aliens feel. The movie Aliens, like.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's what they wanted. They were like, so squad-based survival in that. Yeah. They made a cloud of Wombat? What? Oh, they made Cloud of Wombat. Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like a good game. Would I play it? Probably not.
It's tough.
I'm really bad with horror games.
It's really tough.
I'm great with horror movies, but
we're not great. I'm gonna say it that way. We're not like great gamers, but we're pretty good when it comes to like squad-based team games. We struggled. We struggled, and we finally beat the second level. And it's like, oh man, this game is tough. It's almost a puzzle game. Is the weirdest thing because like you kind of have to figure out what loadout you're gonna do, and then your team has to get its shit together and figure it out. So.
Yeah. Communication is key.
Yeah. Speak with the mouth, not the brain.
Yeah. And that was the problem with the knife, is like I brought the knife out and my friend was like, if you're gonna troll, just don't. And I was like, I'm not trying to troll, this knife just sucks. And my other friend looked at me and he's like, yeah, it does. That's why I said the knife sucks, don't use it. And then you did anyways. And I was like, alright, fine. I understand this is my fault.
Knife is just to show off how good you are if you
Yeah.
can just kill everything with it. I like games that have just really shitty weapons and good players play with them because that's the only way they can show off and make the game difficult for themselves.
Yeah, effectively, if you want a stealth kill in that game with the knife, you have to hit them in the back of the head. But that's why it's kind of a puzzle game, because you have to decide when people go, who goes, how you're going to hit them. It's kind of it's an interesting game. It's a really interesting game. But it's tough. It's tough. There's no like easy or hard mode. It's just here's the game. That's a lot of tokens. Oh yeah. His special attack is an ankle bite. I think his special attack would be like butt endurance. I don't know if people know that about
you can
wombats.
say that on YouTube.
Wombats have armor-plated butts, and by armor, it's just like fat lumps.
Yeah.
And so they'll crawl backwards into a hole and then plug the hole with that butt. So they're like, "Ha! Take that!" And then it's like, when things attack it, it's like, "Oh, they have DR5." It's like a turtle shell, but only on the rump. I also like to think that it's kind of funny. Shells and that kind of defensive stuff is shitty because it's like, okay, my defense is I let people punch me really hard until they get bored and leave. That's my defense. It's like, dang,
But it kind of works sometimes.
that's hardcore. I mean, yeah, there's a whole subset of defensive evolutionary traits like that.
Yeah. And
Case in point, the wombat.
Because it works because hunting and attacking stuff is very energy intensive. If you can have a defense that's less energy intensive, then a lot of shit will leave you alone. Yeah, it does kind of suck to be like, my strength is that I can take a ton of punishment.
I mean, that's basically most anime characters, right? It's like, what's your superpower? Can you take 1 billion points of damage, or can you instantly deal 1,000 points or 1 million points of damage? Those are the two options.
Yes.
And then the main character's like, I can do both, and it's like, well, that's a little OP, but okay. All right.
And if you're Goku, I get stronger when I almost die.
Yep.
Because I'm the main character, I've got plot armor.
Engage the plot armor. All right, I think that's the wombat. No, it's the Wombarian. Furbarian? Wombat Furbarian?
Barbarian.
Either way. He does have a cloud sword, which I think is fine. I'm going to roll the dice again. If I roll a 1, I'm just going to re-roll. Because I already rolled a 1. So 8. That is... Theodore, the White Necromancer, Bard Skeleton. That wants to understand what it is to be alive. Okay. Thank you, you. I don't know if that's or you. W. It could be W. That's a clever name. I like that. Theodore, the White Necromancer, Bard Skeleton. That's the next one we're going to draw.
W.
W. What I used to could. What was the thing that President Bush always said? Saturday Night Live President Bush always said. What the hell was it? I'll think about
I
it.
don't know. I did not watch SNL during either of the Bush administrations.
SNL?
I don't even think I
Saturday
knew what
Night Live.
SNL
Saturday Night
was.
Live.
What's that?
I said I don't think I knew what SNL was when it was the Bush administration.
Well, you know,
I definitely didn't think the first.
what did John Oliver made a really crass joke the other day that was to the effect of like, if you don't remember, damn it, I don't know. I was gonna think of the same joke. It's like, if you don't remember this person on Saturday Night Live, just die. And it's like, wow, that's harsh. But it's just.
But it is John Oliver.
It was John Oliver, yeah.
Who's John Oliver?
He was a comedian.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
a
news
British
comedian.
comedian that Britain didn't think was funny, and so he came to the U.S., and the U.S.
Yeah.
thinks he's hilarious.
Well, most British aren't funny, so it makes sense.
It's the type of humor that
Yeah.
most of Britain have. Yeah.
Let me move this.
He does a lot of like political comedy, satire, and
Yeah.
And he
scathing comments.
tries to actually educate people. But
Yeah,
It's a lot of pointing out the inconsistencies within the system.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's normal comedian stuff, honestly. Well, should be normal comedian
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, it is pretty normal comedian stuff, but as he kind of started doing the political commentary, but like the really big calling out of large organizations for most other comedians that I saw.
Strategery. That's the
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
word.
That's
found
what
it.
I was. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. The one thing that defines Bush era would be strategery.
Strategery.
Yeah. How do you condense your entire philosophy into one word? Strategery.
Strategery. John Barracuda.
Wasn't a thing at that point in time. That and the dodging the shoe thing was amazing.
That was pretty great, yeah. If you guys have never seen a United States president dodge a shoe thrown by a reporter, you missed out. You missed out on a wonderful, horrible time of the world.
I have not.
There you go.
There you go. There's the GIF.
Uh,
We're
I
not
just
supposed to talk
remember-
politics, but like, that guy's throwing shoes. That's amazing.
Yeah. He threw not one but two.
Improvised
yeah, he took off
weapons.
the other one.
I like how it took two. He got two attacks off before anybody like what? What's
Right.
happening?
And then
Now,
he just turns around and slowly walks through the chairs.
I gotta go, and they're like, all right, I guess.
See, the surprise round in D&D is accurate.
Yep.
Yeah.
I make two attacks. That guy's a level 5 bard right there. Improvised weapon shoe. Go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did something really funny. For those of you that were on Red Team or that saw Jump Rope's character, Guy the Drow. I don't know if you played with Guy, Jonas. Do you remember that?
No,
I think that was Red Team.
didn't. Yeah, that was other team, I think.
College of you. That's a cool looking Wombat. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. A lot. I will just say that Guy had a very strange name, and I made fun of Jump Rope for it because it was funny. And so when we were gonna play together, I started writing jokes about that character's name, and then when we got in game, she changed the name, and I was just like, no. And so I had to throw out all of my jokes, and instead, when it showed up, I was just like, you, and then I instantly attacked her. Just started throwing knives, and it devolved into a slap fight. And of course, Kevin the Necromancer is just like, this is fine, and he just kept talking. While we were just slapping the hell out of each other. It was pretty funny. It was a good time. It was a good time.
I think I went overboard on this. Oh well.
I definitely went overboard on what I'm doing.
Oh, that's cool.
Sorry, one second. Oh, the skip cat found his perch. You happy now? Good.
Maybe just want you to pick him up and put him out on the cold floor.
The stream is healthy. Hooray! All right, what are we gonna do for this bard?
The stream is healthy. What?
Not bard.
Necromancer Bard.
Necromancer bard.
He's supposed to just be a skeleton, right?
I mean, yeah.
So he just plays the rib cage.
Just go. You just go.
Another
Bone heart.
bard that does not play an instrument but is the instrument.
Prepare for Wombat.
Ugh, Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse, huh?
I saw that. Yeah, what's up with that? Is it just another monster manual, or is it something? Because it looked kind of like a collection.
Here, let me get the summarization that I got from another.
I couldn't tell if D&D Beyond was trying to sell me a collection of books, or like there's a new book coming out.
Okay.
And I didn't look
So,
into it any more than that.
30 new character playable races that are not really new, but they're just
Reworks.
Updated.
they're just
versions.
monsters, essentially given player stats and over 250 monsters added into 5e compatible.
I'm out of a
Yeah.
job then, it sounds like.
Yeah, they're doing what you're doing. You gotta sue them.
Yeah. Hey! Monsters of the Multiverse is the new book in a bundle. Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
It's a new book in a bundle? Like on D&D Beyond, or just is it actually being printed?
Oh, let me
It's being printed.
Okay.
look. Yeah,
'Cause-
it is being printed.
You can
But
buy
you-
it separately. It's just
Okay.
in the new bundle. That's coming
Yeah,
out.
it is a bestiary. So
But
It's
it
a-
isn't sold
it-
solo until May. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
yeah, unless you pre-order it. May 17th.
Gotcha. What's the bundle come with?
The physical bundle or
Yeah.
I think the end of this month. It's like really expensive.
I bet most of those monsters are just two claws and a bite.
Oh, so it's updating a lot of Bolos monsters into the and from the old modern kindness Toma foes into the newer compatible campaign setting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm always okay with that. Like I think that's great. And that's kind of what oddly enough it feels a little late for them to be doing that for 5e.
It does, yeah.
Because I mean, they're already working on 6th edition, aren't they? Isn't that supposed to come out next year?
I thought 2024 is when it's supposed
Yeah.
to come out.
I thought it was earliest 2024.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why did they announce it?
Because people were screaming, they're like, "Oh, when's 6e gonna come out?" or 6th edition gonna come out?
Because
They
5th edition
even
is
says like
5th edition is hitting its what Silver Age or whatever. Like it's
Yeah.
past the time that they have in the past updated a series.
yeah.
So
Really?
yeah, people are like,
Which-
shouldn't it be a new edition right now?
They've even made like they're not sure if it'll be a 6th edition or like a 5.5 edition.
Right. Because the problem
Right.
was with like 3.5 existed for a long time, and then 4th edition came out and failed. So
Yeah,
Like-
fourth edition really changed fundamentally how the game was
Yeah.
to be played. I mean, I think not
It's a different game.
necessarily in a bad way, but it definitely was not the same thing. That 3.5
effectively, like for all I use Pathfinder and 3.5 and 3 and 2nd edition, I rarely use 4th edition stuff because it's just it's so different and off like out of the norm
It
for
is.
everything else that it just doesn't feel the same. It can be fun and you can definitely mix that stuff in there, but for the most part, it's just it's a different game. It just feels different.
Yeah, I mean it really feels like you turn D&D into Diablo.
Yep. It very much has a video game feel to it. And some people really like that. Like, 4th edition can be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing the Shaman for 4th edition. But I like, and I still don't like the way Shaman work in Pathfinder or D&D. So, you know, some good things. Some things worked really well. But for the most part, it just wasn't the same game. It's supposed to be literally compatible with 5e. Yeah, you can still take stuff from it. It's just the way combat worked and the way the spells worked and the class systems. It doesn't work the same way with the short rest and long rest systems. The characters are way more powerful. So you have to decide, like, what part of this kit do I not want to use? And it's like, that sucks. Like, that's not fun. So
Yeah, and having to do a skill in order to proc another skill
yeah, it's
are things that you had to learn.
which, once again, it makes perfect sense for video games. Like, when the computer is tracking all that stuff, it works really well. But in practice, it's a lot of standing around.
Yeah, and that I think that's why they tried leaning into things like, at the time, Fantasy Grounds, for example, of trying to get as much computer support to make it easier on players how to actually do that. But the technology really wasn't there to help support that for the people who were going face to face and rolling dice.
But yeah, from what I understand, isn't the new book supposed to rework a lot of the races?
I hope so.
It does.
Yeah.
So, like, any race that gets, like, a natural attack, it's been, instead of the dreaded D4, it's now D6. And they've, like, reworked changelings now.
Hooray!
They're
Maybe they
now-
saw my video.
They're now Fae,
Thank
Yeah.
you. They fucking should be Fae.
and they can now be small or medium, and can shapeshift to small or medium.
Yeah,
Well,
I think the worst thing they did so far in 5th edition was deciding, like, hey, let's put all these restrictions on the character and then let people try to be changelings. It's like, changelings fundamentally don't work with these structure. Like,
Yeah.
You've effectively just given them a mask of many faces, and that sucks. Like, do better. Do better. I don't know what to say.
Especially since so many classes come with Mask of Many Faces.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
It's like,
I
this
think
is not
that was
unique,
the
and it's just
thing, though.
annoying now.
Yeah.
Go watch my changeling video, people. It's great.
It is great. Highly recommended.
I'm still not like that's. Ugh. I think that one of my artworks that I want to go back and redo is the changeling one. 'Cause I struggled so hard on the video itself, and I feel like that kind of came through in the artwork too. It's just like, maybe I'll revisit it one day.
They're
Maybe.
also maybe adding, like, feats and other weapons that are, like, race specific and everything, because
Yeah, so effectively what it sounds like they're doing, and this is not uncommon, is that they're adding, this is the race guide, is what it used to be called. And what that does is just like, hey, here is how you make a custom race, here's how we've applied it to monsters, and here are feats that should be given specifically to some of these things to make them feel more like their monstrous counterparts. And some of that, a lot of those times, those feats are things like, I talked about this a little bit in the Thrycreen video. It's not multi-attack. It's, for player races, it's a feat called, it might be called multiple attacks. I don't remember what it was now. I'll have to look that up. But basically,
Yeah, I
it's
kinda
only
remember.
available for creatures that have at least 4 arms, right? Like, so you couldn't give that to a dwarf because it's like, cool, so you attack with your
yeah.
5th arm? Like, what are you talking about? Like, where's this? What's this?
Yeah, there was a specific feat in Starfinder that also did that same thing. What was that called?
Some of them, like tail swipe, is a feat you can take that allows you to apply your strength damage to tail swipe attacks and take an extra attack on your turn. Poisonous feats allow you to add poison from your natural weapons. some things like psychic abilities, like you could give them to things, but there's a lot of creatures that have psychic powers that like, why can't I amplify that? Why can't I add to that? And they just feel really underwhelming because they never have anywhere to go. So like level 1, it's really cool, but then by level 3, it's like, it's stupid. And then, yeah, so there's a lot of those things that have to be added if you start adding all these multiple races. And that's where people start getting really upset because it's just like, there's too much crap. Why can't I have this? It's like, because you don't have enough arms to do that feat.
Yeah, because this one feat in Starfinder actually required you to have at least 4 arms in order to be able to even use the feat.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take the feat, but you couldn't use it.
There's a really cool build in Pathfinder that I've only ever seen done once, because it has so much of an internal sync if you're not one specific race, and it's Dimensional Dervish, and I think it's one of the longest feat chains to do because you can't actually start doing the cool shit until like level 15 or 16, because it has to be a race that you have to have a race or class ability that gives you the ability to like Misty Step. Then once you do that, you start taking feats that allow you to do it more. Then you take feats that allow you to do it like per turn. And then the final feat in the line allows you to basically attack, teleport, and flank with yourself to attack again. And so you just start teleporting around the map and just like stab, Nightcrawler style.
Well, I mean,
it's really cool. But if
Echo Knight does?
Echo Knight is basically that feat tree built into a class. Which would not surprise me if that's where the basis came from, because people loved that build, but like you had to be level 15 and it sucked because like all the way up to that point, you're like, I dumped all my points into Misty Step, and then the wizard's like, I can cast that 5 times a day, and it's like, dang. So it's like that's kind of where people get upset, because it's like, I want to do these cool things, but you've put so many prerequisites on it that I can't. And so it's kind of a slippery slope to that point. So hopefully they didn't release so many of these feats before because they didn't want that to happen, and they've now found a way to clean it up. But in Path 5th edition has done that with a lot of things, like the athletic feat giving you proficiency and bonuses and stats. It's like that was really smart. They're basically condensing 3 feats from a feat tree into one thing. Yeah. So hopefully they'll be able to do that. If Dimensional Dervish was 2 feats in 5th edition, maybe 3, like I think it would be really powerful. It's still really cool because Echo Knight is good. And then if someone else could have that through a feat tree, I would be totally fine with it. Like I like that kind of stuff.
I am my best friend.
Yeah. I was talking about 5.5 really and 6E. Oh, partially compatible with 5. Okay, yeah. 6th edition, it would be really stupid if they, once again, like with 4th edition, decided, hey, none of this is backwards compatible. It's like, that's not a good strategy. Not a good strategy at all.
Like a lot of the things that 5th edition did to simplify stuff from previous editions, I really, really like that everybody basically is allowed to move and attack, and if they have movement left, move again.
Yep, there used to be a feat tree called Spring Attack. You'd have to get Power Attack and then Mobility and Spring Attack, I think is the way it went, which effectively let you attack. And then without provoking attacks of opportunity, which was the cool part of Spring Attack, you could then move the rest of your movement. Where most people, as soon as you move once, that is your movement for the turn, regardless of how much of it you used.
Another workaround was, I mean, if you were able to change shape, your DM allowed it, you could take a monster feat, which was essentially an animal feat called Flyby Attack, which lets you do that if you have a fly speed.
Yep, Flyby Attack is a good one. Pounce was another one. Some creatures have Pounce, which is a monster feat, which was the same thing. They could run up, basically charge. Charger is effectively the same thing, but then you can continue your movement without provoking attacks of opportunity. The other thing they did for 5th edition, which I don't think a lot of people realize, is in Pathfinder, whenever you moved through a threatened square, it provoked an attack of opportunity. So you could move up to a character, and then if you wanted to circle around them, they could attack you when you did that. And then there were feats like combat expertise, which let you do multiple attacks of opportunity based on your dexterity modifier. So you could basically, if you had a glaive and combat expertise and 5 dexterity, someone walks up to you at range, and then they step towards you, you stab them, they try to go around you, you stab them again, and you just keep stabbing them over and over. And it made bugbears really scary. And 3.5 is the same thing. That's why glaives and bugbears were like the party killers for a while, because you just couldn't get up to them without taking 26 damage.
Combat expertise led me to one of my favorite builds in a Pathfinder game. I was a lizard folk brawler, and with combat expertise, I was really high dex, and I had I forget what it is called in Pathfinder, but in 5e it's Sentinel.
Yep. So that's when I have a story for that too. It's called Stand Your... No, it's not Stand Your Ground. I
know what you're talking about. I used it constantly, and I can't even remember it. But it was really cool because, like, I didn't have a lot of AC, but did have some pretty good staying power. So I would get right up in the enemy's biz, and everybody else generally dealt more damage than me. The DM would usually not focus on me, and then when he tried to move, I would take attacks of opportunity and totally stymie his player or whatever it was he threw at me.
Yeah.
The character also had the executability if something is grappled and pinned, that you can one shot them.
Hell.
Yeah, that was sorry.
So your attack is an automatic 4 times critical. Basically, it takes 3 turns to set up.
Yeah,
right? So it's not imbalanced.
Right. Yeah, because there's like a baby white dragon is really scary because it has a really good sleep breath weapon, and so I accidentally killed one of Jump Rope's characters doing this. It basically on its turn breathes on you, you fall asleep. Then on its next turn, it walks up to you, and as a full round action, it coup de grace you for 4-time critical. And it's just like, you die? Sorry. Because sleeping creatures are helpless. But it does take, in Pathfinder, that's the other thing, full round actions were basically you couldn't walk up to somebody and do it. But you could 5-foot step up to somebody and do it. So it was rough. But basically the effective Sentinel feat, which I can't find now for Pathfinder. That's what one of my friends, Shu, did. His character was built nothing but like infinite armor. So he had like 39, 40 armor. And then nothing could touch him. But then he took combat expertise and the thing that stopped people, so no one could get past him either. Because if they tried to walk past him, he's just like whack, and then they'd have to stand next to him and they'd whack the next guy. He did no damage, but all he had to do was I just have to tap you, and you can't get past me. And he could hold back waves of guys. And it was really cool. It was a really fun character build.
Pretty good taunt build, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
Cool.
there were some cool paladin abilities, like forcing creatures to fight you, which was really fun. It's like, you have to attack me. You have to attack me this turn. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that character.
That particular thing would bleed over into 5th edition paladins with the ability or spell called Compel Duel.
Yep, Compel Duel is the equivalent. It's really good. Yeah, all the stuff exists. It's just a matter of really figuring out the 5-foot step. I miss the 5-foot step so much, but you don't really need it as much with the with being able to walk around people.
The
5-foot step makes a lot of sense with full round actions, and it's just different. But it's compatible. You can definitely find ways around it.
Redo.
Yeah. That guarded step.
Okay, he's got a didgeridoo, I've decided.
Wah.
Maybe he's just got a rain stick. It's like...
That also dubs as a great club.
Yep.
Sounds like Monster Hunter all of a sudden.
I'm still
Oh,
mad about
no.
that. I'm salty about Monster Hunter. Don't talk to me about combat bagpipes.
Battle horns.
Battle horns make sense. I'm fine with battle horns, not giant frying pan bagpipe clubs. It's just not how bagpipes work. It's not how clubs work. It's just stupid.
Bring out the tunes, my dude. I want that 50% damage. But
Hell yeah.
and they just
And the health regen.
I think honestly my biggest problem with Monster Hunter is its guise of being a multiplayer game. It's definitely like it's not. It just
It really depends on which Monster Hunter, but yeah. I would agree with you.
because I played Monster Hunter World for a little bit and I'm like, I'm gonna be a support character, and I found out the best support character is the fucking gun wielder. Like
Yep.
like I'm gonna shoot it so it takes more damage, and then I have to shoot you guys to heal you.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only have 15 bullets, so whatever. It's like this is dumb. I don't like it.
Well, but that's also why they tried emphasizing crafting as you go.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And so like I like the Monster Hunter universe. I think it's a fun, fighting bosses is really cool. But I'm bummed out because it is guised as an MMO, and it's not. Like you join a thing and you fight, but you're fighting by yourself effectively. Like it does not matter that you're with a party, except that there's more DPS.
yeah, a lot of the newer Monster Hunters are like that. Yeah.
I love playing support characters. I just love it.
I mean,
So
I'll be honest. I do love just fighting a monster and just seeing one dude just play out tunes in the background,
It's
doing
true.
nothing.
Yeah. I did enjoy that in World. Just have the guy in the back just furiously barding his way.
Like you playing Metallica over in the background. It's like,
Yeah,
Damn
and
it.
you just caught the occasional look of him as you're whipping the camera around. He's just in a bush, just rattling off a solo.
Funny.
then he fucks it up. And it's like, fuck, I need to start over. Keep going. Dude, I'm fighting a monster here. I need help.
That's funny.
And then you get grabbed and fucking choke slammed against the ground from 100 feet up.
True.
Maybe I was just bad at it. Maybe I was just bad at being a bard. But I was upset because I didn't like the bagpipes. I didn't like the way the bagpipes looked.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't play the way that you would normally quickly associate it to play.
It's like, I want to heal people. It's like, I'm just going to stand over here.
Just play Sword and Shield and use an ability that AoE heals when you drink your potions.
Yep. I mean,
That's true.
That's-
You can do that.
once again, it's like everyone is a little bit of everything, and it just doesn't feel good to me. Like, that's my problem.
Except if you're me who plays longsword, it's like, I'm a weeb.
I mean,
Which that's where I found with the minigun guy, not the gun shield, but the actual gun. Like it had
Yeah,
enough
gun lance
flexibility that I could actively heal people, which was great, and I could actively like damage people, which was fun. So there was some good stuff with it, but that was the like that one felt the most functional, like the most I had control over things. Which was just weird because it's like, man, I really want to use a spear, but the spear is not a spear; it's a glaive, and it makes you fly. So, also bug, and I was just like, what's happening with this game?
yeah,
I don't
the
understand.
kick flips and everything
Yeah.
with the kinsect blades.
I struggled through World.
Oh yeah. So
World was a big departure from this more standard Monster Hunter style.
yeah. So I remember I wanted to like try a world out again and maybe try the DLC. Start the game and I'm like, where's my 100-hour character? Turns out my character was gone and I was like, what's 100 hours?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I didn't have a backup or anything, and I just didn't want to play the game anymore.
Having a hunting horn main who knows
Yeah.
what they're doing changes everything. Well, good to know. Maybe I'll give it another try.
It's true. When the hunting horn person knows what to do, it vastly changes the team dynamic. But
If he knows what he's doing.
So
yeah,
Dr. Random is you're talking about Wizards trying to develop their own official tabletop. I actually kind of worry about that because I don't know if they release something that competes with D&D Beyond. I don't know if that is going to be beneficial for them. Because 1, it has to work like D&D Beyond. 2, it would need to integrate D&D Beyond. Or 3, they're going to have to pull their D&D Beyond stuff, and that's going to piss off everybody.
Yeah.
So I hope they... I have no idea how they're doing it, what they're doing. I hope they do it tactfully and well with that stuff in mind. And I'm sure they have to have that in mind because D&D Beyond has become so synonymous that they need to tread carefully with it.
it's so there's so much integration with WotC
Yeah.
at D&D Beyond.
I would not be surprised if, as a part of that, they buy it. To be totally honest, I would not be surprised if they just officially buy D&D Beyond to do that, for
They
that
actually
role.
already owned it.
No,
I mean, yeah,
they
technically they do.
do they? Because last I read, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't actually own it. They just were licensed to it, or licensing
I thought they
the
were like-
content.
Kind of like a subsidiary of Wizards.
So I don't think that they're a direct subsidiary, and they're directly controlled, but they have specific contracts in place
Yeah.
that say that whatever WotC says, you do it.
Because I mean,
Maybe not in as many words, but
yeah, I don't
effectively.
think their contracts basically keep WotC's. They still have control over the content, like 100%, and that's why there's so much fiddly bits with the unearthed arcana, because it's like technically you're releasing information that we haven't published yet. So where does that go? Like,
Which is probably why they stopped.
which is why they stopped doing it, because it's this weird gray area that if they release something and it gets put on D&D Beyond and then they redact it, they technically never released that. So now D&D Beyond has this unpublished content that may or may not still be WotC's property.
Yeah, or prior versions of it.
And so
Yeah.
it's a weird gray area, and it would solve it if they just purchased it and they just owned it. But then that's a whole nother thing. Why does this mushroom have a set of monster thighs, respectively? Scumbad? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why can't they have juicy mushroom thighs?
Jonas.
It's just what I do.
It's Jonas's signature. That's how he signs things. He's just like, look, here's happy smiley boy, and then let me sign it real quick. And he's just like, boom, thighs.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh god,
can't write, so
I've
I
drawn
need to-
thick Kirby, and I'm not okay with that.
Quick.
Booty,
Fucking.
booty Kirby.
Horrifying.
Horrifying. And with that, the YouTube channel is done.
Demonetized.
I don't know what weapon to give them, honestly. Any suggestions?
What weapon would a myconid have? A thick
Yeah.
myconid?
Yeah.
Maybe like a
a
mushroom brush. Do people know what a
Mushroom brush. What is a mushroom brush?
Fancy chef cooks argue that you can't get mushrooms wet, so you have to just scrub them off with a little brush.
What?
Oh yeah, I heard that argument.
They look
I
like
don't
this.
Get it. I don't get it.
It's just a
though.
brush. It's just a tiny hand brush. Alton Brown did a whole thing about it, where he's effectively said that as long as you don't leave them in the water forever, they don't actually suck up water, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't question
Yeah,
art.
it's the little mycelium or whatever.
The spear-built nations. That's true.
genes.
Yeah. Spears.
Rinse them in the water and put them in a salad spinner.
Yeah, you can do that.
I mean, you can also just rinse them and put them on a towel. It's fine. As long as here's the thing. What Gordon Ramsay say? The worst thing you can do to cheese is let it come up to room temperature and then put it back in the fridge. That's true for everything. Like, whatever you're doing with vegetables, don't take them out and wash them and put them somewhere until you're ready to use them. So just like take the mushrooms, wash them, rinse them off, like dry them, and eat them. Like chop them up, throw them in a pan, or just eat them raw. It's fine. Just do it then.
Except rice.
Do it then.
You can do that with rice.
Except with what?
You could do that with rice.
I mean, if you want, like, to cook it the next day, you can leave it out, yeah. But, I mean, nothing should be at room temperature for more than 40 minutes, period, and then just throw it out. But no, like...
Oh. Okay.
And grains...
Danger zone!
Grains are weird.
They're not really food. They're dietary packing people. But
The thing with rice is that rice is dehydrated, essentially. Rice and grains are dehydrated, so they're not going to go bad sitting out on the counter. Like, that's fine.
Same thing with beans.
But as soon as you cook it, and it's now a moist substance, you need to keep it at food-safe temperatures, or it will go bad, and it will make you sick. Yeah, a lot of people...
Not to promote bacterial growth.
You try not to promote bacterial growth. Which,
Unless you're making like rice wine, then you do want to promote bacterial
well,
growth.
rice wine is different because technically the process of fermentation is a type of cooking. Like, I mean, it's not, but it's effectively, while it is fermenting, it is killing off bacteria and it's processing. So,
yeah, because bacteria can't live
there,
in a highly
Warbeard, that kobold looks absolute.
acidic or alcoholic environments.
Yes.
Most bacteria can't.
Yeah. But like, leaving food out on your counter is not good.
Yeah, generally not good. And the same goes for pizza.
Yeah.
Not saying room temperature pizza is a bad thing. I'm just saying don't leave it out at night.
Taking a food safety course made me lose faith in humanity. Yeah, right? So here's the thing I learned.
Man.
Here's the thing I learned. When you take a food safety course, one of the questions, and this is to help anybody taking a food safety course, one of the questions was, how do you tell if a hamburger is cooked? With your finger or a thermometer? And I was like, thermometer? And then that made me question, how the fuck do you tell if a hamburger is cooked with your finger? You can do it. You can 100% do it. You can train yourself to check doneness by touching it. It's not 100% correct, but it's pretty damn close. And so
yeah, and that's what a lot of people do for steaks and whatnot.
Yep, steaks. You can actually the way I was taught to check for steaks, which once again they're like use a thermometer, but also this is how we used to do it. You can clench your fist, and if you touch the back of the muscle between your thumb and your finger, that's a well done steak. And then what they do is they would like flex at different places, like this is what a medium steak feels like, and it's like no way. And eventually, you can do that. And so, like, I can do the same thing with eggs. I can tell if an egg is over medium or over well by tapping it. Do not put raw meat in your tray. Yeah, exactly. So I get that now. But the first time I took that test, I was like, the fuck? What do you mean your finger? It's like, that's how people used to check doneness of steaks, is by the resistance, to it, before probe thermometers existed and were readily available.
Well, and that's how a lot of people did the same thing for eggs inside shells.
You tap them?
Tap them, jiggle them, or spin them.
Boom.
Oh, food.
Yeah.
I always love seeing pictures of like people who grew up like in America and like in Europe. In some places they don't refrigerate their eggs.
Yeah. There's a reason for that. You don't need to. We don't need to actually, but we do.
We do because we scrub off there's like a wax coating on the eggs as they come out.
Is it possible to learn this power?
We
sort of a
still...
wax.
That's kind of true, but not true. We
In the
Go ahead.
in the 50s or 60s,
Yep.
Salmonella bacteria figured out how to get inside the reproductive tract of chickens, basically, right? So those bacteria, if the chicken has Salmonella, chicken basically Salmonella is inside the egg. A few bacteria inside the egg are not a problem. One, if you cook it correctly, and two, if the egg has not been held at room temperature. So,
So the shortcut for the United States, instead of fixing their chicken rearing situation, was to just put the eggs in the fridge. That was like, okay, this will be a better idea. It's safer this way. Let's do that. We don't really need to do that anymore because of how we process eggs and chickens at this point. They'll last longer in the fridge, so you might as well do that. But for the most part, you don't need to.
Yeah. It's part of the reason why a lot of people breed their own chickens. And
The other weird
those
thing about
eggs will last forever.
Yeah.
Well, not forever, but
No, eggs go bad.
effectively.
Eggs do go bad. But it takes a while. The other problem we have is that when we ship our eggs, we ship them cold. And once again, like, high fluctuating temperatures is not great on food. So if you get your eggs cold, keep them cold. Yeah. If you get your eggs from the store warm, keep them warm. Like, don't swap it back and forth.
Yeah. American eggshells, because they've been processed, are very porous. So be careful.
Is that a chicken on top? Why don't stick a fucking firework in it? That makes me so mad.
And it's got chocolate drizzle all over it. Yeah.
Is it chocolate or is it like barbecue?
Oh, that's chocolate.
Is that? What am I looking at?
You're looking at a $55 margarita. That's what you're looking at.
Yep. Yep.
The fuck is?
You're looking at a party meal and drink in one thing.
you are looking at the worst representation of American fast
Bloody
food
Marys.
culture, basically.
Yep.
When people say American food is the worst, that is what they're talking about.
Look at her face, though. She's like, look how stupid this is. Here's your food. This is stupid. I work here.
Somebody
This is
actually ordered this thing. Yep. Yeah, and that wooden handle is sticking out of it is the turkey fork.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say, did they give you like a steak knife to carve up the chicken as you eat it?
No, but they're giving you the turkey fork so you can pull the turkey out or chicken out, and then you can slice it however you want.
All right, I think that's going to call it for this Skelly boy.
I didn't even consume that.
And each one of those
Slowly.
Slowly.
each one of those pops have bacon and pineapple and yeah.
Stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Okay.
Just to let you know, that is not a normal thing. That's like a gimmick that a restaurant came up with.
Okay, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, no. We don't eat that like every week.
Oh no.
If you did, I would be very worried for your health.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm sure somebody probably does something like that on a daily basis, but
I mean, the bacon.
it's not normal.
Maybe people eat like every other day, but not a huge Bloody Mary with a chicken stuffed in it.
Yeah.
I remember my friend asked how often do I eat bacon, and I was like, maybe like once a year, maybe even not that. I eat bacon super rarely because I'm not a huge fan of it.
I used to
Super
have to
greasy.
cook. I want to say 5 to 6 pounds of bacon a day.
Jesus.
I worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I worked at a pub.
when you make your own bacon, it takes a while.
Why don't you just eat normal meat?
Worked at a pub.
seems-
Lots of bacon burgers.
Probably because bacon is more expensive than just buying a normal slab of meat.
Well,
It's
I
different.
mean, pork belly, you know.
Didn't used to be. Used
Or
to be
is
cheap.
finished bacon different than streaky bacon?
All right, let's do one more roll here, and then we'll probably call it a day.
But you can also do candy bacon with whiskey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can candy anything with
Okay.
That's true.
Roll to 1 again.
You-
I should be rolling a d6 now. That's what I should be doing. So 5. Water Genasi Surfer Bro Barbarian, whose surfboard is an obsidian-edged greatsword. Well, I mean, you broke the rules, but that's okay.
I'm requesting a Genasi.
You requested a Genasi and a weapon, so not cool. Surfer Bro Barbarian. Yeah, alright.
Brosidon.
Bro.
I mean, that's a thing.
I used to when I lived in college town, I used to go to this bar, and I would always order a Bloody Mary with extra salad, because then they just give you like a shit ton of celery and olives and stuff. And then when I moved out of state, I asked somebody, I'm like, can I have a Bloody Mary with extra salad? And they looked at me like I was stupid. They're just like,
Yeah.
You want a what? You want an extra salad with your Bloody Mary? I'm like, no, I just want like extra stuff. They're like, I'm not giving you extra stuff. That's extra. I'm like, what? And I was just like, yeah. I was typing
You
that
go to a
bro-
place that has a Bloody Mary bar where you can just do it yourself.
I love Bloody Marys. I no longer put alcohol in them, but I make them all the time. Or I used to. Actually, I haven't made one in a while. I should probably do that. Just get a can of V8, some green olives, cut some celery. It's good stuff.
You can keep your olives. So
Olives?
briny. Olives, yes. I am not a fan of olives
Well,
of any type.
You're wrong. So that's fine. We'll move on from there. There's so many different types of olives out there. I worked at another bar restaurant a while back, and the owner wanted to keep the restaurant like at a certain level of authenticity. So he bought maraschino cherries, like candied cherries, from the place that they were originally made. And when I started working there, he's like, I need you to eat one of these. You're only allowed to eat one of these. If you eat more than them, you will be fired. That's not in a drink. And I was like, what? And he's like, these cost $1.50 a piece. And I was like, holy shit. And it was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Were they like Luxardo cherries?
They were maraschino cherries. Like,
Yeah, but they're probably not syrupy or anything.
let me see if I can find them.
If I remember correctly, they're very similar to like a
Yeah, Luxardo.
dessert ice wine in texture. Could be wrong though.
Thank you, Tiber. Or is it Tipper?
12-pound.
Tiber?
A 12-pound can of those cherries cost $170.
Yeah, no. No.
Well, I mean,
Make
when
them
you
yourself.
when people
No,
are
that's the whole
willingly
fucking point. There's such a, that's what I'm saying. Like, candied cherries, usually pretty bad. It's just like, sugar. These actually taste like cherry, and it's amazing. Same thing with olives. Like, you can buy canned olives, and they taste like hot garbage. Or you can buy, like, really nice olives, and they taste really good. Or you can buy really nice olives, and then, like, marinate them yourself, and it's really, really, really good. So that's my point, is like there's always a spectrum of food. And like I love pickles and I love olives. And I've had some very bad pickles and olives. So but I love them. I eat them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly pickling myself.
I mean, that's not the worst way to go.
I don't know, like pickling your liver is probably not the best way to go at all.
Well, yeah, probably not the best, but it's definitely not the worst.
It
That's a weird spectrum to try to justify.
Oh, I'm not saying to do it.
It's
by
just a
any
weird
means.
thing to.
You do know that people who used to drink themselves to death would end up in asylums, right?
Oh yeah.
Because to die from having your liver pickled is terrible and horrifying and painful.
Just a weird thing that let's change the subject.
Yeah. like I was saying, don't recommend it.
I'd rather be eaten by a shark.
I
mean, that's a very oddly specific way to go.
Yep, change the subject time.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say in that sense. Like, I'll just continue on this. Whatever the hell I draw most of the time.
Those juicy, thick Myconins.
Oof, I hate everything I've done here. It looks like he's got a corn cob for a...
Does kind of look like, yeah.
Got an obsidian corn cob board.
Trying to go for a smoldering surfer dude.
Well, he's a bro, so I gotta make him think he's way sexier than he is, and he might be that sexy. You know, you never know.
Like his quaff.
Gotta have that wave curl.
Let's see, what to draw now?
Roll for Jonas.
You want me to roll for Jonas?
There's a list that we're rolling for, so you could roll from the list.
Nice. Good.
It would
Good
be
eye.
Chorus's Fey Touch Tiefling Druid of the Circle of Dream.
What the fuck did you just say?
Fey Touch
You can't ignore that
Tiefling
one.
Druid of Circle of Dream. I don't know what that
Druid
means.
Circle.
Circle of Dream Druid.
Okay.
I had dyslexia, okay?
Understandable. I heard a lot. I was like, what did Rook just say?
I just
heard
read
a
it how
lot
I
of
see it, yo.
words. I heard a lot of words. They were definitely words.
They didn't process in my brain for some reason.
I think the other thing about some of those, like olives and cherries and stuff prices, is like a lot of people don't actually break things down. They're just like, ooh, can of olives, that's $1. That's fine. It's like effectively each of these olives is worth like 5 cents, 3 or 4 cents or 2 cents. So like you have to break that stuff down sometimes.
What race was it?
Fey Touched Tiefling?
Okay.
We talked about
I
that
think I
yesterday,
can-
didn't we? Maybe that was... Someone asked about if the Fey Touched were just... hex-blooded?
Could be.
I think so.
I'm wondering what directions I could go with this. It goes just, your
Pentagon,
typical.
hello. How to begin hating bacon?
Was made during our conversation about bacon.
Was it? Did my chat just now update? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I made bacon every day, I ate a lot of bacon every day. But I had to stop doing that. So I started hating bacon when my blood pressure started going up. That's how I did it. I realized that eating bacon was going to kill me, so that made me stop liking it real fast.
Quite a reasonable conclusion, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
He touched tiefling. I'll just draw and see what happens.
Oh, I showed this off yesterday. It's for people that missed yesterday's stream on Twitch. I drew a whole bunch of barbarian tattoos. And this one, I was really, really happy with it. Just like a whole shoulder just blacked out. That turned out really cool. So I'm going to do that again.
Do that Hellscream black jaw as well.
Oh, does Hellscream have one blacked out shoulder?
That jaw, I mean.
Just like right here?
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was to show off how well they resisted pain.
I think he was just jealous of Thrall's beard.
Might be.
You're probably not wrong.
Maybe they wanted to make a beard and they just called this jaw black and was like, let's just call it a tattoo, you know?
They painted it black so that the undermat would look better with the model. And then they were like, oh shit, we forgot to render the beard. It's fine.
That reminds me of that one Dilbert comic where the guy grows a beard on his forehead because he thinks that that's where you grow beards.
Oh, man. Dilbert's the way to do it.
Dilbert?
Everybody else was like, oh, this guy's management material.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I've seen a lot of exposés and like articles about how that guy is just full of shit. Which I don't know if that's the case or not. I have no opinion on the matter. But
I mean,
it's really funny.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I should be promoting the enjoyment that Dilbert has brought me throughout the years because of its commentary on the idiocracy of bureaucracy. But
or the Far Side comics.
The Far Side comics, same things, yeah. But who knows? This isn't a political show. This is a show about D&D and me drawing silly stuff. Like a surfer, bro.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool stuff as well. Sometimes.
And also Jonas.
What is also Jonas supposed to be?
I don't know.
It's also me sometimes as well. I'm much rarer. I'm like a rare Pokemon nowadays.
Are you a shiny? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think I'm a shiny Pokemon.
I saw Philip DeFranco the other day talking about who was it? Somebody bought like $3 million worth of Pokemon cards and they were fake. And they were like JoJo cards.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, that's so scary and sucky.
Yeah, the real scary part about that is the fact that it was officially endorsed by a company, and
they're having to change the way they authenticate like card packs and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I like Magic the Gathering.
Mistake.
So that kind of stuff is kind of important. That there's a way to officially authenticate stuff like that for the collectors out there. But I'm also a player. I'm a player first and a collector third. I
mean, effectively, the organization that authenticates it is just like the Guinness Book of, trading cards.
Right. So I appreciate that exists, and I think I'm glad that they're going back and like reviewing how they do that. But it's not super high on my oh my god, fix it.
Right. Okay,
there you go, Druid. I think that's probably where I'm going to call it. I think it's a good time to go make lunch, get some work done.
Right.
But there you go. That's the Surfer Bro Water Genasi. I think that turned out pretty good. Give him board shorts, I guess, down here, or no board shorts.
I mean, it was my request, so
just big beefy man legs.
Mm-hmm.
And the sensor bar. How's it been hating? Sorry, that was Panda God. I hate it when I look over at the chat and I read the last thing I read, but I read it wrong, and so I think it's a new question. So I read that as I'm hating bacon something something. Oh, Moana's such a good movie. Anywho,
Had some pretty good songs.
that's pretty good songs.
And they had The Rock.
And Alan Tudyk in it, so
True.
can't go wrong with that.
I don't know who that is.
He's everywhere.
I feel like
He's a
I
very
don't know.
famous voice actor.
might recognize the voice.
Did you ever see Dale and Tucker vs. Evil?
Yes.
He is Dale or Tucker. I don't remember. I think he's Tucker.
The skinnier one.
He's the skinny.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I know who it is. He's fucking funny.
He's also in Firefly. Yeah, he's a funny dude. Star Wars. He's in the new Star Wars movies.
What is Firefly?
Firefly's it's a space western.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a space spaghetti western. Yeah.
Really, really good.
I think I've ever seen. I've heard so many people talk about it, but I just never get the interest to
So
figure out what it is.
here's my story about Firefly. I remember when that show was airing because it only aired for a season, but like I remember seeing the commercials for it and being like, "Holy shit, yes, this is my jam. This is fucking Cowboy Bebop, but live action. I'm on board." And it played at a time when I was at work, and they never ran the reruns, so I just never got to see it until years later. But I was like, oh, I love this show, so good. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna call it there. I think that's good. I'm gonna go get some work done. Hang out today. Thanks for drawing with me, everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for submitting the suggestions. I think that worked better. I feel less stressed. I feel like the artwork is better. Unfortunately, we didn't get to everybody's suggestions. I will put up another post tomorrow, most likely, so people can make more suggestions there. If people are really sad that I didn't get to, draw their stuff, or that they liked seeing a lot more sketches versus a fewer, I think, better sketches, let me know. Like, put it in the comments. The comments help out the channel a ton. So spam those. Don't spam the comments. I take that back. That will get you banned. Do not spam the comments.
Yeah.
I have no control over that. But do comment on the videos. Commenting on the videos helps us a ton. Like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that because if I don't, the algorithm gets mad. I think I was supposed to say that like the first 3 seconds of the video.
You're not
Sorry?
supposed to start for
It's
minutes.
because so many people won't do a thing until you actually tell
Yeah.
them to do a thing.
But it's all bullshit anyways. So if you like the videos, check them out. Share them with your friends. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out as long as you have. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch you later in the week. Check us out on Twitch if you want to see us tomorrow. So, bye, everyone. Have a good day. Don't spam mimic-related comments. Yes, Dr. Random learned the hard way. Thank you, Dr. Random, for teaching us that valuable lesson. Bye, everybody.
I didn't, unfortunately.